as you were talking when they weren't recording, what's going on with people today? I have a guy that I've been helping, and he no longer wants to work with me because I don't do macros.
What's a macro?
What's a mackerel?
What is that?
It's a fish.
Mackerel.
Yeah.
Mackerel.
No,
Something like mahi mahi.
Yeah, exactly. No, they're macros.
Macaroni, maybe.
Macro.
Yeah.
Macaronis.
So, I was talking about that here a minute ago before we started recording. I did a seminar, I think it was at the LA Fit Expo years ago. And it was me, Sean, Jay, I can't remember who else was up there. This kid asked a question. He goes, what were your macros or something when you dieted? I go, the fuck is a macro? He's like, and everybody started laughing. I go, man, if I don't know what it is, you don't fucking need it. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Have you ever had a coach give you a diet macro bait? I've never had one coach say.
I said, motherfucker, check this out. I counted my fucking grams of protein, my grams of carbs. I knew how much fat I took in. That's all the fuck you need to know. You don't need to know nothing else. Eat what you're supposed to eat. Repeat. Go to the gym. Train till you fucking bleed. Go sleep, wake up, and do it again.
Yeah.
It's that simple.
That's how it works.
That's how it works.
Yeah.
You got all these gurus on these fucking Instagram and all this shit now and TikTok. It's just like these trainers say, oh, you got to change your workout up every time you train. Bull fucking shit. Ronnie did the same fucking workout from the time I met him when I was 17 until he retired. Yeah. He trained the same exercises on the same days, did everybody part twice a week. It never changed. Me and Johnny would do the exact same workout for years. We would start with incline bench press, then we go flat dumbbell press, decline press, weighted bench dips, cable crossovers, and we did the same shit every fucking day, and we got stronger and better and stronger and better.
And I can attest to that because every time we did a body part was always the same. I knew exactly what we were doing.
And some of these fucking these internet fucking trainers or whatever, I've confronted them. I'm like, that don't make a damn difference. Yeah. And they finally admitted to me, like, man, we know that, but our trainers like it, and it sells programs and shit. But so in the name of making money, they put false information out there, and all these fuckers think that's the way you got to do it. It's total bullshit.
Exactly.
Just like when we at the thing today, they talking about my training style. First of all, I never told anybody to train like me. I never have. Now, if you can,
that's fact.
And if you can take something out of what I do and incorporate it into your program, it's a win. I do what I like to do, and I train how I like to train. Me and Johnny developed our own style, and high intensity, and take everything to failure and train to death. And that's all it's about, is you train as hard as you can. You work that muscle to a failure, rest, repeat, and recover, and do it again. And if you're doing a barbell curl, you're doing strict, then you start, failing. You got to swing a little bit, and you got to swing a little bit more. Even if you're swinging, using a little momentum, you're still contracting the bicep, right? And if you work that bicep, but you can't do another fucking rep, you exhausted it. You're going to grow, as long as your nutrition is on point.
You're not swinging it like from the first
no,
rep, right?
Exactly. So I mean,
that's how it goes.
The problem is when you train like that, it's fucking hard and it hurts, and you get sore as fuck
sometimes. But you know what? The only people who are going to understand what you're talking about are those people who make it. So it is as simple as that, Yeah.
Well, it's always easy to criticize the guy at the top.
If you notice something, what you just said, did you ever, back in our day, did we ever criticize each other's training style? No, I didn't. No, none of us did, because we understood. Okay, the way you train works for you. The way I train works for me. The way Jay or Dexter or whoever, it worked for them. It got them to where they're at to be the best in the world, and that's part of it too. You got to find out what works for you and run with it.
I think today it's everything just they're making everything more complicated because complicated
sells.
Complicated means there's something behind that, like something maybe like you don't know about
some magic trick or potion.
Exactly, but it's nothing like that.
And everybody thinks there's some magic, like you said, magic potion or magic program. They haven't invented a new steroid since like the 1960s.
Exactly.
It's the same shit, man. Ain't nothing new. Ain't no magic fucking drug. It's just called hard work, discipline, and genetics. That's it.
Most of these guys selling these programs or being the science-based person look like shit. And
100%.
They're not pro bodybuilders.
And that's what I never understood. Is why these people want to take advice from somebody, and they look like my ball sack. I mean, the fuck? Why do you want to fucking take advice from this dude? He ain't never looked good.
Your ball sack or the guy?
Not my ball sack.
That's what I was thinking.
Oh God. Man, I'm coughing.
Right?
I'm good.
Throw me a motherfucking snow cone.
So speaking of modern day shit, Branch, What's going on with all these people dropping out of shows?
Oh boy,
Well, so
We
back
got to
up.
touch on it.
somebody's got to ring the bell.
It's here.
All right, so if you're injured, I missed 2 Olympias, right? And 30 days out both times, and I tore a tricep off the bone. And of course, everybody knows when I tore 2011, I tore my quad off the bone. All right, that's a legit injury. Kevin Lerone tore his pec one year. I know there's been a lot of guys get injured, right? That's legit. You can't train, you can't compete. That's legit. If you have some kind of health issue, you're sick, that's legit. Okay, if you drop out because you ain't looking good, that ain't legit, dude. Back in our day, we got fined, and you could potentially get suspended for up to a year.
It was 10 grand,
Exactly.
or it was like up to
1 year
Yeah,
suspension.
between 5 and 10
But it was
grand.
10 grand.
Yes.
Yeah, 10 grand suspension and a $10,000 fine and a 1 year suspension. And so, if you're 2 weeks out, 10 days out, and you don't look good, well, we all know 10 days before a show is a long time, dude.
Oh, yeah.
You can work. I've seen guys work miracles in 10 days. You just got to put your nose to the grindstone and make it happen.
Yeah.
So I don't think that's a legitimate. And we talked with the one of the promoters of the Olympia tonight, and we said, we asked him point blank, why don't you enforce the rules here? Because they still have to sign contracts. It's in the contract still. And he said, how you can't tell somebody, you can't make somebody compete if they don't want to. And I said, well, if you would enforce it and then make an example out of somebody, then everybody would fall in line and they'd stop doing that shit. Because especially when you have the top guys, pulling out because they don't look good or something, that's not legit. Because the sport thrives off those top 6, 7, 8 guys. Let's be real here. You got the top 6, 7, 8 in the Open, and you got Chris Bumstead in maybe one or two others in the Classic, and that's what everybody comes to see. And so if those guys start pulling out, it hurts the Olympia. It hurts the sport.
Absolutely.
And so part of being a top competitor and being a professional is being a professional. Once you commit to it, you follow through. And if you're not looking good, we're all professionals. We've all been doing this for a long time. By the time you get to Olympia, then you need to fucking figure out what's wrong. Put your nose down and get right.
In the past, 3 weeks, how many people have dropped out?
3, 4?
No, more than that. Because
No, I'm talking big names.
The girl just dropped out too.
Yeah, Maureen Blanquisco.
Yeah, past Olympia winner.
Yeah.
And it's and I don't know. I don't know the issue of her specific issue. If you're hurt physically, that's one thing. That's legit. But outside of that, you need to compete.
Well, doesn't adversity build character and strength? And
The best thing that ever happened to me was 2007 turn my quad. And I've talked about this numerous times because
you won the Arnold 6 months later.
one around 6 months later.
Yeah.
And
Beat my ass
that gave me the self confidence
with,
that
with one leg. Can you imagine that?
yeah.
No, you look incredible. So he deserved it all the way. So I'm not complaining. So don't understand me wrong. Yeah, but that's how it works. So if I that's how I see it.
But
As a professional bodybuilder, if you don't like yourself, you think you're not in shape, it's on you, right? So and dropping out, it's kind of weak.
But you
because
guys,
of that.
you were also growing up in a time when you had a contract with Weeder or something similar,
Yes.
where you were paid to show
Yeah.
up and be in shape.
Right.
And I don't even think
Besides the Olympia.
I'm gonna give you an example. 2013? I did Olympia, and I looked like shit. And I work with a different trainer.
I
Yeah, I know, motherfucker.
Yeah.
And
I warned
so-
you.
And you're right, brother. I'll be the first to say you're right. And I'm not mad at the guy. I mean, he came to my room afterwards, and he actually was crying, had tears in his eyes. He's a good dude. It didn't work out. And I take full responsibility of that because as an athlete, you're responsible for how you look, no matter who
100%.
your trainer is, whatever. And I looked like shit. And I got here to Vegas, and I'm like, and he's like, do this, and I said, no, I ain't fucking doing it. I'm trying to salvage this now because I went from being, a top 3 guy to like, I'm fucking looking at myself going, I'm gonna have a hard time making top 10, And I didn't pull out. I could have, I guess you could lie and say, I got, fucking whatever and try to, get out of it. I didn't do that because I already committed to do it. I committed there. My fans, I knew were going to be there.
Right.
Your sponsors want you to be there. And so I toughed it out, got a horrible placing. That was the worst placing I got in my entire bodybuilding career. I did it on the biggest stage of the world. Now, and I corrected it, came back next year and got back in the top 5.
Yeah.
But my point
which
being is
year-
you don't fucking fold and throw the towel in. You fight to the end. And you
Absolutely.
do the best you can do.
Absolutely.
What year was that?
2013?
13.
13,
Yeah,
I think.
2009 was the same with me. So I was working with Chet, and the year before he brought me not fully loaded, so I was
Flat.
too empty, flat. So the year after, he tried to kind of
Overfill you?
Was this the year of the
Overfill you.
cookies?
yeah, no, that was the talk, the stupid, shitty talk. Because if I tell my trainer, look, each cookie is 30 grams of carbs, and he tells me, yes, it's fine, as long as you calculate it, right? So 3 cookies, 120 gram carbs, right? So, 4 cookies. So, and after that, because I look like shit, he said, oh, I was eating pizza and stuff like that. So, I mean, it happens like that. But I could also drop out. But I knew that's gonna kick me even harder if I, pull out. And I didn't. So, and after that, everything changed. So, like Brent said, a year after, I was in the top 5 again.
And you learn from it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
When you make a mistake like that, sometimes you gotta just own it, eat it,
Yeah.
and then it pisses you off, or it should piss you off. And when you come back next time, you do better. Because after that show, I went and won a show, went to the next Olympia and got back in top 5, and never made that mistake again. So I just don't buy that. If you're not looking good or something, and you pull out for some bullshit reason, I don't buy that.
Brent,
You kind of like sneaking out the back door and pretending it like it didn't happen.
Exactly.
Instead
Michael
of
talking about the back door again.
yeah,
Branch, do you think it's like a weakness,
he wants
character
to.
weakness maybe, or no discipline, or what do you think?
I think it's a result of our society. Honestly, in a bigger picture,
Yeah.
I think this generation is every generation is different, right? I mean, you look at that 1940s generation; they were tough as fuck, right? We're not as tough as them.
Oh, no way.
I mean, I'm sorry, my father was from that generation, and he's tough, like fucking overboard sometimes. But that's because they didn't choose to be that way; they were forced to be that way because
Yeah,
of
hard
circumstances,
times.
hard life, hard times. And so every generation that since then, I think, has gotten softer, and I think we've reached a breaking point now where these guys and these girls, it's so soft. It's like, oh, it's okay, honey, you'll be okay. You don't have to do it,
Right.
kind of shit. Where my father's like, I don't give a fuck. Get up, boy, and do your fucking what you're supposed to do. If I didn't do it, I got smacked. And so consequently, you fucking man up and you do what you're supposed to do.
Get back on that horse.
That's right. You fall off, and
So-
I'm gonna give you. My daughter a couple years ago was
That's why I
riding.
said it.
She fell off. She's riding, and she ain't listened to me, and started showing off, getting cocky. And I said, "You're gonna fall off." And she fell off face first, face planted. Horse is running full gallop, face planted. She's laying there, bawling. And I go, "Get back on the horse." And she's like, "Look, she's like, I'm hurt. My ribs are broke." I go, "Your ribs ain't broke. You laid on your face." And I said, "Horse didn't step on you. You're fine." And she's sitting there bawling. I go, "Get back on your horse." And my buddy looks at her and goes, "Do what your dad said. Get on the horse." And she's looking at us like, "You old men are really gonna make me get on that horse?" I go, "Get on the horse." And she got back on the horse, had the best day of riding she'd ever had it as it finished off. And I told her, I said, on the way home, I said, "You realize why I made you do that?" She goes, "Yeah, because I would have been scared to get back on." I go, "Exactly." And I go, you overcame it and you had the best day you ever had. And it's the same, that's a life lesson. And it's better you learn that as a little kid, because it's a lot easier to learn as a little kid than when you become a grown man.
Yeah.
And I think that's where these kids today, they didn't learn that as little kids,
Yeah.
because we call them, I mean, this bullshit participation trophies where everybody's a winner.
Oh, right.
Let's don't keep score of the game. You ain't doing the kids no favor, man, because when you lose, you learn something.
Yeah.
And when you win, you learn something. And that's life.
Yeah, and I think I relate to my business, and I can, definitely feel that my biggest failures has become my biggest assets. But at the time when it happens, you don't really, you hate them, they make you sleepless, and you don't want to be there. But it becomes your biggest asset.
Yeah, but
Because it
the
becomes
day
like
you
a
start to
springboard.
understand that. Yeah.
I learn more from my defeats than I ever learned from my victories. Because when you screw up, you analyze it and you say, okay, what did I do wrong? Usually you know what you did wrong, you figure it out, and you correct it. You don't make that mistake again.
I've said it. You got to be a great loser to be a good champion.
Well, a man's true character comes out not in victory, but in defeat.
Jose, why do you take so long to bring the fucking... That's why we were laughing. This is you.
Because I'm old.
You go like this.
I'm older than all you guys here.
Because he's undecided. Should I?
Why
They
do
done
you
that.
why did it take so long time for
God, that
you
looks
to
like
be
a
in
bad
time
porno
with
over
a
there.
guy?
What?
That looks like a bad porno over there.
Fuck,
Like,
cigar.
I just want...
You even pucker up when you
I just want to say, guy was notorious for being late,
Yes.
and yeah, you were.
So why does it take you so long?
Why took you so long to come in time to the meetings or when we're gonna travel?
Where was I late?
You were always late.
To
Every
what?
time.
See, Your boss is telling you that.
Yeah.
And you're still
Hey,
like,
Yeah,
man, what?
I saw the light now when I was traveling with Jordan Hutchinson. Always in time.
Where Jordan
always
at?
have
Where Jordan at?
Yeah, always had his shit in order. Like
Jordan has to fucking
Jordan's
be on
scared.
time. He leaves early. Because
Jordan's a
he's
rookie, man. He's scared.
a slug. He's scared. He's like, I don't want to piss
You want
off
to make any
fucking-
mistake?
Yeah, let him win some shows and become a veteran. He'll be late too.
Yeah. I earned my stripes. Every stripe earned me 10 minutes.
So why don't we talk about the Olympia since we're here with the Olympia?
Jose, you look like you're about to burst.
What do you mean? I ate quite
What
a
do you
bit
think
today.
it means when somebody says you look like you're about to burst?
Do I look like I'm gonna burst?
Pretty fucking full, bro. You look like a big old blue tick that's been sucking on the dog, full of blood.
Jose,
He's supposed to be
Jose,
my
you
man.
look full. You look full. Like the shirt is like.
You full as fuck, bro.
Yeah, he hasn't seen me any other gas shirts.
He looks like he
Medium.
overcarbed, spilled over.
You look like a chick, a double D chick that squeezed into a C,
You
bro.
look like you ran
involve
through a
me in
bee's
your,
nest with
You
a
need to
clothing
get me some
choices.
selects.
Hey,
These are a little
you
snug.
look like you ran through a bee's nest with a honey suit.
I might have.
So what are you asking?
I'm talking about the Olympia.
I'm talking about your
That's-
What do
cheeseburger.
you like?
pics.
Let's get some talk going. Today was the press conference, and Samson
Somebody went there?
I heard it was 4 hours long.
Samson took his clothes off.
Really?
Yep, no one else did.
How did he
How do you
look?
look?
He looked like Samson.
Okay.
That's enough.
No, he looked good. He's big, but he looked a little soft for me. Looked a little soft.
So what's your take on Samson? Why
coaching
is
thing?
he not getting it right? So like he's not showing up with a better condition or like deeper separation, whatever. So there's no improvements which he needs to have, to climb up the.
I think there's a
the
number of
ranks.
reasons.
Do you
because
think the
Samson has
package-
improved?
Do you think the package?
No,
has
no. I
fr-
mean, not in the overall improvements, but improvements what everybody's talking about. What he really needs to be number one, right?
Because I think he's afraid to really do what it takes to be as conditioned as he needs to be. Because he's not going to be 290. He's going to be more like 270, 268, something like that.
Yeah.
I'm just throwing out numbers, but
Yeah.
people get caught up in the numbers and being so big and full. And he was able to win a lot of shows and do well as
Small
a big,
shows,
big
yeah.
guy. But he can do well because his shape carries him,
And he's
his
so big.
structure carries him. But he's not going to get past that, Hottie or Derek or
But
anyone.
what do you think? Why is he not like trying to figure it out? So
I mean, I
that's the
think
question. Is it just the the fear that he's losing like 20 pounds, which he needs to lose to get in that crazy condition?
Well, I think he hired a new coach because he's trying to figure out.
We didn't hire her. He sleeps next to her.
Well,
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Yeah.
His wife is helping him, right?
Which, God bless him. I hope that works for him.
Sure.
Yep.
But from what I've heard in the past, I've heard he's afraid to go to
Suck
that next
down?
level. Yeah. To do what it takes to really get to that condition. And as long as he's not going to do that, we'll never know.
but see what a lot of and you can attest to this. Sometimes your lightest weight, you look your body. All bodybuilding is an illusion.
Right.
So when I was at my lightest, sometimes I looked my biggest on stage.
But
Let me tell you something. What you're talking about, to go that level to win, and everybody here has won shows. We've all suffered. We've all been great pros. You've won the Arnold Classic. You've won I don't know how many shows. Jose, you won a shit ton. To get to that level, that nasty hard level, it sucks, bro.
Yeah.
You gotta
You have to suffer.
and to suffer like
Big
that,
time.
you gotta be hungry and you gotta be motivated because it sucks, dude. And you deprive yourself a lot, and it fucking sucks. And it's a slow grind. It'll grind you in the ground. And if you don't really, really, really fucking want it, you ain't gonna do it.
But I'm referencing back a little bit to what you guys were talking about earlier about the new generation not being as hard, and they have their way of doing it.
Yeah.
So don't you think this is just a byproduct of them, trying to be bigger and fuller, and they don't want to go there where you guys went because they don't feel like that's rewarding them.
Fuck, I wish it was like that in our day, man. I don't. I fucking.
That would have been a lot fucking easier.
I don't.
I could have come in 10, 15 pounds heavier and been happy as fuck.
Yeah.
But
I think.
go ahead.
I think I think the problem with Samson. Now, do you think the pack? Let me ask this: do you think the package he brought in was it the Australian France?
France.
Right. Do you think that package is good enough to win an Olympia?
No.
No.
Okay.
They-
So
okay.
no, and then my other thing is and I love Samson. I love him to death. But his worst shot is his back double bicep. Hottie and Derek, they're
best
strength.
shots,
So
yeah.
those three together, that hurts him a lot because he's the odd man out in that group.
But mark my words. Those judges that are judging him are the same judges that judged us.
Yep.
It ain't changed.
Nope.
They like size and they like conditioning. When he turns to the rear, if he turns around and was strided, those glutes were strided, lower back, lower lats, everything just strided. His back is weak. That's his weak point.
Yeah.
But if he was hard,
Yeah.
he would win because he's so big. That would dominate
Yep.
Hottie and Derek because they're short.
Yep.
They've hit it perfect. Because my problem I had, I'm 5'7", right? And so even at my best, somebody that comes in that's bigger, they might not be in the same condition.
Nope.
They're going to win. And so, but the problem is his condition is so off. His size won't carry him to beat those guys.
Yeah.
And right now these guys, if they would just fucking suffer, some of these big guys, the world's theirs. Because Hottie and Derek could be beating these bigger guys, could crush them. You ain't got to master conditioning. You just got to get close.
Oh yeah.
You know what? Let me ask this. We talked about social media being a problem before, right? Do you think a lot of people just maybe that are, let's say they're top 10 or top 15 in the world, do you think maybe they're content with where they're at? Because I feel like a lot of people, listen, let's be honest, okay? How many fucking people that aren't pro bodybuilders that go to these expos or show up to the Arnold that have never fucking competed a day in their life and they make more money than fucking us put together?
Yeah.
A ton of them.
Right? So do you think that possibly these guys are already living a very lucrative life because of social media and clicks, likes, and fucking even the girls? I mean, how many girls do we know that have fucking OnlyFans that are making almost $1 million a year because they're showing them titties on fucking OnlyFans? So it's almost like there's all these different avenues to make money, and it's almost like, well, bodybuilding's there, but I don't need it because I could still just look kind of okay and still compete and still make a great living.
That's a personal decision they make.
No, I'm saying, do you think that is possibly part of it?
No, I don't, because I think most bodybuilders, Olympia level bodybuilders, are introverts, and I think a lot of those guys aren't making a whole lot of money. And I think it's a different attitude towards training. The nutrition is different. All these factors contribute to a different look. And like I said at the seminar earlier today when we did it at Conrad or whatever at the hotel, we looked up to the guys in the 90s.
Yep.
Right, and we saw how they trained, what they did. And we did basically the same thing, right? But we took it in our direction.
Yep.
And we did it our way. But we took the standard they set, and we carried it on. Then social media came along, and social media, these kids at the top now are the social media generation. They grew up not reading the magazines. They grew up looking at social media.
Yeah.
So they got a different image. They got different information
They have
than
a
we
different
got.
perspective of what bodybuilding really is.
Correct.
MJ, when you were, a lot of people might not know that you've competed before back in the day. When you were training, what was your philosophy of training? Was it similar to like the pyramiding sets and the weight up? Was it more of like the one set, like dog crap training they would call it? No, that was the name of it, right?
High hit training, high intensity training.
Yeah, well,
Mike Metzer, Dorian style.
Yeah.
But there was dog crap. They called it dog. Remember David Henry did dog crap training? Was that correct? It was called that, right?
Yeah. No, like my training was more similar to what Branch was talking about today.
High intensity.
Yeah, high intensity.
Both mentally and physically.
Yeah, like take it to the death. Go into that dark place, and stuff like that. That was fueling my journey.
Yeah.
And my whole life and everything that I'm doing is, about giving 100% everywhere and have no excuses.
Branch always says, he would always say, he never quits. He's like, I'll give him that, the motherfucker. He goes, every time I train with him, he's like, I try to bury him. He's like, you don't fucking quit.
Yeah.
Well, and that's the thing too. It's like, just don't quit. You might get your ass kicked, but just keep coming back.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys don't understand, but I came up with the best bodybuilder in history, training with him. My first show, I trained with Ronnie, and I was 17 years old. He wasn't pro yet, but he was still a beast. And his workout partner actually trained harder than him. And that dude, to this day, I've never met a man on this earth that trained harder than he did. He was bigger and stronger than Ronnie. He just didn't have
What was his name?
Mark Hanlon. And he just didn't have the shape and the genetics. But he's one of them dudes that was just fucking cockstrong and crazy. I mean, he went to a dark place when he trained, and he wasn't going to let Ronnie beat him no matter what. And that's how I came up. And I got my ass handed to me every single day I went to the gym. I walked in there, and Brian would train us. And, dude, I knew going in there, I'm like, I'm going to get my ass whooped. But I'm like, I wasn't going to quit. I got older, where, Ronnie was Mr. Olympia. I was pro. And I said, Ronnie, man, you remember when I used to train with you when I was a kid? He goes, yeah. And I go, man, why'd you let me train with you? And I said, you guys used to kick my ass. I wasn't near as strong as you. This, that. He goes, Branch, he said, you got worked all the men in the gym. He goes, we knew if you stuck with it, you'd get big and strong. You did.
That's badass.
But my point being is, I took ass whooping after ass whooping after ass whooping for years. But I kept getting better and better and better and better. And pretty soon, I started handing out some ass whoopings.
And now, now you give them out.
And then pretty soon, couldn't nobody fucking beat me in the gym at least. And
That's a good feeling.
so
Well, that comes within. You can't really teach that. You can't coach that. And going back to Samson, I don't know how he trains. I've never watched him train, but he's so big. And where does he live? Like, he's a big fish in a small pond. He's got a lot of yes people around him, telling him how awesome he looks. And Milos was probably the only one that told him,
yeah.
you need to be harder.
Mm-hmm.
You need to do this.
Do you
need
think
to
it was
do
a
that.
bad idea he left Milos?
Didn't he block
We'll
him
see
on
tomorrow.
I
social
think we'll see tomorrow
media?
night. I think that question will be answered tomorrow
But
night.
out of the gate, I don't know his wife. No disrespect to her. I can't imagine that she knows more about bodybuilding than Milos.
I don't think so.
Because a true coach isn't just nutrition and supplements. It's all the minutia involved in bodybuilding.
Listen,
It's the eye,
agree.
it's the feeling, it's the
You have to-
everything.
You have to have an, first
There's
of all,
no way she's looked at
and
your
you have
I
experience.
agree with you, but that doesn't mean he's allowed to leave and switch a coach if he wants to.
Of course.
But I think, and that's
doesn't
what
make it right.
Well, there's no. I mean,
Doesn't make it wrong.
that's okay.
We don't know
Okay.
yet.
to speak to your point, you got to have somebody in your corner that'll tell you the truth.
Yes.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that person has to have an eye and know what they're looking at, and then you have to respect that person.
Right.
If you're lucky, if you have one person, you're lucky. I had two. I had Brian and I had my wife. My wife Trish had a good eye, and she'll tell me the truth.
Yeah.
And when your wife looks at you and you're like 3 weeks out, and she goes, "You look like shit," it pisses you off, dude.
Yeah,
And,
that's the worst thing.
And I'm like, I'll get.
You can
I'm
hear
like,
from your
I just have
wife.
to, and you can't say shit because she ain't bullshitting me. And this is your woman telling you, you look like shit. You better get your ass in gear. And when your woman tells you, you better get your ass in gear, there ain't nothing hits you deeper than that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I would like. She told me that a couple times, and I'm like, I was so mad. I'm like, I'm thinking if you were a man, I'd fucking punch you. But she was right, and I knew she was right. And so what did I do?
I know that feeling.
Yeah,
I went to
Yeah,
I went
I
to
know
fucking
that
war.
feeling.
Yeah,
You know?
double down.
And so you got to have somebody in your court that knows what they're looking at, will tell you the truth, and you respect them.
Branch, my pro debut, the Hartford Europa. I was working with the coach that you worked at, that same coach as
Yeah.
you that had a water protocol that just didn't work for either of
Yeah,
us.
I just
pretty
spanked you that
That
day.
shit don't work for me.
Whatever. I was 183 pounds, suck a dick. Anyway, she's tanning me, and I was questioning what I was doing because I knew it wasn't the right move, and she's putting tan on my back, then she goes down to my ass, and I was like, she goes, hey, I'm like, what's up? She's like, flex your glutes, and I'm like, why? What's up? She's like, I don't know. She's like, you have like this film of water, like they don't, and I was like, what the fuck did you just say? And she's like, I'm just telling you what I think, and I was like, Brian, I got sixth that show.
Who is this?
Bethany.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, she wasn't pulling up on you.
She told, and I when she
Who
said
won that show?
you.
Oh,
You fucking fat fuck.
I think I know.
But that's the thing. If you don't have somebody that knows what they're looking at and is going to tell you the truth, you got a problem. Because, excuse me, we all know when you get close to the show, you got to have somebody that can look at you because your whole perception gets skewed
Yes.
a little bit. It's hard to look at yourself and be like, all right. And I'm not a big fan, especially back then. I didn't have a trainer, but I had a couple people in my court that would look at me and shoot me straight. And then they tell me, hey, man, this is this. And I knew how to fix it. I go to work and fix it. And, so I don't know. I can't speak to Samson. His wife may for him be awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, he may show up tomorrow night and fucking rock it. It may not. But changing the subject, what do you think about the two front runners, Hadi and Derek? They both won the Olympia. Who do you think is what do you think about that?
Well,
I think Hadi has something to prove.
Did you see Derek's back in that last video?
No, I'm sure. I've seen it before, and
No,
but on stage,
It's bigger.
It's different. No,
Yeah.
I agree with you. And at the rate that Derek has been improving through the years, if he made another leap like he did the last two, then it might just be lights out for everyone.
I agree with you. Hadi, I think at the Arnold this year probably looked the best I've ever seen him.
He would have won that if he looked like that at the Olympia.
But Derek is maybe 30 now. Hadi is how old? 40?
We don't know.
We don't know.
Yeah, end of 30s.
Yeah, he's at that point. We all know when you get 38, 39, 40,
it's
you ain't
not the
making
same.
improvement. You can maintain it for a few years,
That mirror starts to look a little
but you ain't
skewed.
making improvement at that point. You're peaked out. You're good, best you're going to be, but you're not going to get up here no
No,
more.
it's going down anyways.
So that being said, from what I've seen, the pictures I've seen of Derek, the videos I've seen, he's better, and he's going to continue to get better over the next 5, 6, 7 years. Can Hadi do it? Maybe. If I'm betting $100 on it. I'm putting $60 on Derek and 40 on Hadi.
Okay.
That's safe.
Yeah.
I think.
I just want to contribute with an observation from my side, and I feel like you guys are talking about the why, the philosophy, and everything. Like you need to have the eye of a tiger, and then you do stuff like Hadi and Derek. A lot of the other people could be, they don't really have the edge to. To bring out the right philosophy about the training and everything, And I think people talk too little about the philosophy, and they talk too much about the technical stuff. They talk about, protocol, structure, and it's the same, in everything in life, like even business, the structure becomes too much, you're gonna kill the philosophy. You need to have the right philosophy if you're gonna be the greatest of the greatest.
So
Keep it simple.
So what would that philosophy be to you?
Yeah, there would be the philosophy of, keeping it stupid simple and being consistent, and I know some people who are at the end of the career in some other sports, and some of them are really smart and they have really high self-awareness, a little bit like you talk about, trusting your wife when she tells you that you're off, and they double down on the consistency, to be consistent and do the simple stuff even more. Because I feel like when you expand the base of the basics, you can climb higher up, but you can never climb higher up than the base allows. So you need to return to the base, the basic of everything, and that's the philosophy that allows you to do that, to go and do the basic necessary to climb higher up. And I feel like a lot of people, as they are growing, they lose themselves in details, and the tripod, the social media, like everything around, yes sayers, and they don't have high self-awareness, and then it becomes a little bit like a 95% version of what they could be, So
that said, who do you like, Hadi or Derek?
no, I think Derek he definitely has the age.
Derek?
Yeah, he has the age for him, and I think his development, he's showing that he can double down on the basics and grow.
I want to contribute something to that. They both have the same trainer. So does Chris Bumstead.
Yeah,
The three guys in the sport that probably get in the best condition have the same trainer.
yeah, same philosophy.
Ani does it the same way we did it
Yes.
back in our day.
Yeah.
Same. I
That's
talked
a
to
good.
Hunter.
That's a good. Dot
He does the
connector
same.
Right there.
Nutrition, the training, all this stuff is how we did it in our generation.
Yeah.
And I've talked to him extensively about that in the past, and he makes those guys do that. Guess what? It still works,
Yeah.
and you still win.
But if
Absolutely.
It
physiques
just
are showing
sucks.
Yeah.
It just sucks.
But
Of course
That's
it
what to
does.
they have a certain hardness that only comes with hard training.
Hard training and right
Hard work, hard diets.
Right.
diet.
Right.
Hard
you
diet.
can look at a
Suffering.
bodybuilder on stage, true or false. Look at their physique and almost know if they train hard or not.
Right.
100%.
Yeah,
I see it all
I
the time.
agree.
You
That's
show
how
me a
it
guy
is,
who
yes.
lifts heavy
Yep.
and lifts intense.
Yep.
Yeah.
He looks different than a guy who doesn't.
Yep.
All day long.
Dense, rugged muscle.
But then also, if you take that rugged training and you put the same philosophy as you have with that
In life.
into your food, into
Oh,
your
yeah.
life, like because
Those are the winners.
yeah, because you need to put that philosophy into all aspects of life. That's why you pay attention to details, even where you don't think there is details.
Yep.
And that's why you bring the total package together, because your base becomes so big you can climb higher.
It's kind of like you can't build a house without a foundation.
Yeah, yeah. And I think like in today's social media
Well, you
world,
can. It just will fall.
like in
It'll get
today's
sucked out into the ocean.
Yeah.
today's social media, it's very easy that you spend too much time, showing the top of the pyramid, so to speak, and you're losing your base, and you're not working on the base enough. You're not doing enough of the base things that you need to do. That's maybe with me looking at like just in the Gasp team, we have around 300 athletes, and just seeing all of them at the same time over 30 years time.
Yeah.
I can see what works.
You're
and
saying
what doesn't.
300 athletes over.
Now, like right now, we have 300 athletes in the team,
Yeah.
globally. But if you then combine that with 30 years of
All the other athletes.
all
Yes.
the other athletes, and you combine all these impressions that I had over these years, I pretty much see who's a winner and who's not.
Yep.
I see who has the bigger vision, because in all honesty, the ones that succeed has big vision. They see everything.
Yeah.
And they can focus, but they see everything. The people who are, they
Tunnel
could have
vision.
talent and they're not succeeding the whole way, they get tunnel vision, They have a smaller perception of what is important. And they can't really build their base because they don't see everything, So that's so I can see pretty quickly, like who has a big vision early, when they're 20, when they're 25, when they're 30, because the vision gets a little bit better with time because you get experience.
Yep.
But
So you take experience from all the people
yeah,
that have been around
yeah,
over the
so
30 years.
who you can take someone who's 25 and you can see like, okay, what's his vision?
Yep.
Is it narrow? Is it tunnel vision? Or is it very wide?
But then the question becomes how much time investment do you put into that person before you say, like we had that conversation today, you and I. Because what did you say to me? Since you made a comment today, you're like, sometimes you're too nice, and I go, I learned that from you.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you got to learn when to draw the fucking line in the sand and say that's it.
That's
And-
weird that conversation came up
Because
today.
I have a hard time doing that,
Yeah.
and you do too.
Yeah, but I think like it's also part of my like I don't want to say to someone that they don't have it, I don't want to say, because it's not in my position,
No, it's not about saying they don't have it. More about giving too many chances to people that really don't deserve it.
Yeah.
Guys
Yeah,
trying
but
to get personal here.
I don't really think it like that, I just feel like people do what they want to do, and they learn, and like my biggest mistake has been my biggest assets.
Yeah.
So who am I to say to someone who's 30 and do the biggest failure of their life, Maybe they come back at 35 and that's the biggest asset, you
See,
know?
I think every man deserves a second chance.
Yeah.
Everybody here makes mistakes. We all have. In life, personal life, business,
I agree.
competition,
I
whatever. Every
absolutely
man
agree.
deserves a second chance.
Yeah.
But when you have 3, 4, 5 chances at a certain point, and then I think what Guy is talking about, when somebody screws up, you give them a chance to correct it and get right.
Yeah.
But if they keep doing it, now they're taking advantage of you.
Yeah.
So
But I also think it's a little bit like, people need to find their own way of sink or swim, you know.
Like they got to get like in order to find their way, they got to be a little.
Yeah, it's
lost.
a little bit like an alcoholic, you know. You know, you need
Take it
to.
easy.
Well,
Yeah, I know. Sorry. We're not talking about that.
Hey, pass that lighter. Thank you.
No, but like you know, they need to take responsibility of their own
Yeah.
addiction. You know,
Yeah.
you can't keep them under arms. Like that's not the help.
Because
or
then
the
it
second
starts,
chance
it
I'm
starts
talking
draining your energy.
about. Yeah, but it's not. That's not the second chance I'm talking about. You know.
Can I ask Dennis a question? Dennis, in this lineup, you being a tall, big, prettier type of physique, who's your favorite
pay him
physique?
He might slip you a roofie tonight.
I already did.
I'm leaving in 10 minutes. Fuck you.
Who do you think's driving him home?
Better tape your asshole shut.
Well, Dennis was known as a big guy with a pretty physique.
Fuck, but Dennis was a big guy.
Yeah.
First time I saw him, it was in Dallas. I was like,
Yeah,
I
that's
go,
why.
I saw him backstage. And I was
Debut.
like,
Who's this sexy beast?
I looked at Johnny. Johnny's with me, and I go, this motherfucker's gonna be a problem.
Yeah, he was a problem.
Yeah.
Was that the first time? Dallas Europa
Dallas
show.
Europa.
What
I
year?
think a year prior he won that show.
What
correct.
year?
So in
2006.
2005 and
I won
2006 I
I'm not
was
saying-
there. Yeah.
He was in 2006.
We
Yeah.
won it
And-
together in
And
14.
he didn't win the show, but I remember looking at the lineup, and I'm like, this fucking guy. And we saw him backstage, and Johnny was with me, and you were pumping up. And I looked at Johnny, I said, he goes, and he's looking at you too. And I go, this motherfucker gonna be a problem. And fuck, I was right.
That's what Jose used to say about me.
No.
So what was your
It's a
question?
problem, but not in that sense. Who is your favorite physique in this lineup?
Today's lineup.
Yeah.
That's a big guy.
Oh yeah.
The fuck does that mean?
That's,
just wondering
that's
if-
Andrew Jack.
Not too
Exactly.
12?
That's
They're
Andrew
talking
That's
Jack.
over
what
our
I
head.
asked.
And that guy, I think he has the best genetics
Potential.
and potential from all of the guys today.
I agree with that.
See, I mean, he just needs to nail it, like his condition in the back, you know.
From the rear,
From
he gets
the
a little
rear.
tighter from the rear.
and it's
lights
over.
out.
It's
Yeah.
over.
So
It's
let
over.
me
even
ask
for
you-
Derek. Even for
Yeah.
Derek.
Let me ask you, does he need to have equal
No.
glute striations to
No,
those guys?
no.
He's got to be strided, but he didn't have to be as hard as Derek or Hadi. He's just got to be. If he shows up and makes a big change hardness wise, they'll give it to him.
What will it take?
He's
What
300
will
pounds
it-
on stage.
What will it take?
Just a little,
Suffering.
yeah, suffering, right? So that the judges can see the difference from last year or from the last show, and also what they are being criticizing. So it's the condition.
I
Rear
had
side.
the honor of watching him pose today,
Okay,
up close.
What
I've
did you
never
think?
seen anything like it in my life.
it's impressive, right?
It's bizarre.
So
I mean,
where-
he's
Yeah,
a good 2 inches taller than you,
He's
I
got
know
to be
he's huge,
and
man.
he's.
big. Enormous.
It's hard to describe.
and
now,
at-
no,
at
he's
that
not.
height, a beautiful physique. So
It
it's
is.
it's very rare.
Yes,
He's like a
Yeah.
bigger, rounder version of Cedric.
Yeah, I would say even
prettier though.
Even
bigger
better.
I just said that.
and better
Yeah.
version of Flex Wheeler.
Yes,
Don't
That's
listen
how
to
I
you.
see it.
yes.
I'm leaving. Fuck
You
you.
know? Like
But-
Flex was one of the greatest. We all agree on that.
Yep.
But it's the only athlete who comes close to that. You know,
Right.
like
Structurally,
structure,
yep.
symmetry, like everything.
bubbly muscle.
Yeah, yeah,
But
exactly.
what if Flex could do? Flex could get hard.
He could. He
Yeah.
chose not to in later years.
No,
His best version was the 93
It was
Arnold.
another issue. He didn't choose to stay smooth. He couldn't get hard anymore because
Probably.
you know
Yeah.
the issue with
Yeah.
The kidney.
Kidneys.
the kidney. Yes, yeah. So if the kidney starts to make make
can only push diuretics
sending you
and-
some signs, it's
Yeah.
where you start like holding water.
Yeah.
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 So
Yeah. But that's why I wanted to bring Andrew in because we spoke about everybody
hey,
else.
this is my favorite. And when I was in Russia, I put him in the top 3 for sure. And I see him like the next big deal, really. And we talked to Steve today.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
I don't think he
But
can't.
how old is he?
38.
That's the issue. He's older, so he's like around 38.
But he's-
Yeah, but he also hasn't pushed
But
the
he
limits
started
that
late.
long.
He's young.
You started late
For bodybuilding.
Yeah, so you started late, so that's a big difference.
like
This the
Sean
deal.
Roden won the
I haven't-
Olympia at 43.
Conditioning speaking, the past 3 years, I haven't seen a big improvement.
I agree.
Right? He's gotten bigger. He's put more muscle on. He's got more muscular, but I haven't seen a big improvement with conditioning, and that makes me wonder. Okay, yeah, you're bigger, you're more muscular, but your conditioning is what's holding you back. 3 years ago, he could have won the Olympia if he was ripped.
Yeah,
I mean, his physique is impeccable. He just don't have the
the
conditioning.
lineup was weak.
But he was a lot
Correct.
smaller then.
Yes.
So now that he's a lot bigger, he could push the conditioning a little further and still be a lot bigger.
But the question, when you haven't been in a hurry before, are you going to be in a hurry now because you're 38? You know.
It's about his
Uh,
mindset, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. Like, because the problem with this sport also is that it makes you think you're 25 even when you're 38.
Yes.
But I
and-
think
and-
Andrew can make it until 45 easily because
Yeah,
he
no.
started late.
But
Like Sean Roden.
Yeah,
Yes,
but
like
Sean
Dexter.
Roden won it at
Or
43.
Dexter.
yeah,
Yes.
but like Brand said, if you're not on a progression path like Derek, you know,
Yeah,
the
it's difficult.
likelihood to make it happen diminish so quickly
Right.
versus if someone is younger and they have the development, you know, like they have the
Yeah.
progression, you know.
I
So-
hope he understands what he needs to do to, win the biggest show in the world.
So I
can
got it. Go ahead.
one second. I think there is a bunch of names that we don't need to talk about that understands what to do, but they still can't make it happen. You know?
And that's the question: why? Is it in their heads? They're afraid of losing weight, or
I think they
what,
lack
what is
the
Yeah,
it?
can we talk? I want to touch on this though. Dead serious. When we were, I mean,
We can wait another 10 minutes.
MJ, how old are you? You motherfucker.
You interrupt to say nothing.
Because I wanted to think about how I wanted to word it. How old are you?
56.
Okay, 48.
35.
Suck a dick, man. You with your mouth.
I'll be 50 in 2 months.
So 50,
Damn.
42.
Take it easy.
36,
What is with you guys?
45.
45, 49.
Beautiful 49,
Okay. So my point is
He's
this.
2 months younger than me.
but much more beautiful.
Much
Yeah,
more.
so what do you want to say
Okay.
for
We're
10
waiting.
minutes later?
You're all pieces of shit. That's what I wanted to say.
No, but bring it out.
Let's
You
go.
guys,
If you were married to my wife, you wouldn't, you
I
can
wouldn't
wait
get a word
2
in.
weeks to say something.
I wouldn't get a word in.
Yeah, she will talk for you
Finish your sentence.
100% all the time. You wouldn't even be able to tell your name.
I would give her a run for her
You could
money.
just walk around with tape on your mouth.
Yeah, no.
No, I never
Get your
heard.
shit out,
I
man.
never heard of any mental health stuff when I was a kid. Like nobody.
Right.
There wasn't all these mental health problems. And listen, I'm not saying that people don't suffer from clinical depression or mental anxiety, whatever the case is. But I feel like the amount of people that hold on to that as a fucking excuse, as a crutch, is a lot more than the people that are actually like the people that need it. I understand because if they're clinically depressed and they go to a doctor, whatever the case. But a lot of these people are like self-proclaimed mental health illness and can't do this and can't do that and this bothers me and I can't leave my house. Or it's so fucking weird to me. And I'm not saying I think being depressed once in a while is part of being a human. I think being upset once in a while is part of being a human. I think being happy and excited is part of it. I think all those emotions is not mental illness. It's part of being a fucking human being.
Check this out. People are physically handicapped. Most people that are physically handicapped,
Don't want to be treated like
no, they don't beat you like that, and they find a way to overcome. People ask me who inspires you, who that you over the years you've met, and I think you've probably heard me tell the story.
course.
We had a veteran in the gym, Metflex, and I knew the dude before he went
Yep.
to war, got horribly injured, lost a leg at the knee, lost a foot, lost a hand. I mean, the dude was just mangled. And shit. And we're in there training one time, and he comes in there, and he found a way to do every exercise. The dude could squat, he could deadlift, he could do every. He found a way to rig shit up where he could. He didn't let his physical injuries limit him. He found a way to overcome, right? And so, to your point, why should mental illness or something be treating different than a physical handicap. Find a way to overcome it.
Yeah.
You know, and some people legitimately have some serious issues.
That's exactly.
And I acknowledge that and get that.
I agree.
But I think most people, you got to find a way to overcome it. Life's a bitch, man, and
Figure
it ain't
the
fair.
fuck out, man.
It ain't fair, and it's hard. Life is hard, man, and life is way harder for some people than it is for other people. Like I said, it ain't fair. But you know, if that's the curveball life throws you, you know, you're physically have some horrific accident,
You got to swing at it.
or you know, you got some kind of mental issue, you know, you're depressed, whatever. You got to man up, man.
Yeah.
I mean,
Nowadays-
now there's gonna be people that probably rip me and say, and I'm not talking about the people that legitimately got some
That's what I said. I
serious
backed,
stuff.
I
You know,
backed
if a
myself
man's
up when I said
paralyzed
that.
from the neck down, ain't nothing he can do. You know, and there's people that
But this
the same thing.
depression thing
Yeah.
is just whatever happens, it's depression, right?
Yeah, everything.
Real depression is fucking hard, man.
Yes.
It sucks. I was, retiring and all that. I wouldn't even call it that way. That wasn't depression. It was just figuring out what's next for me.
Yeah.
But not just, oh man, I want to kill myself. That's
We
depression.
all went through that.
Right?
I mean, Branch,
And then if you're forced into retirement, that's even worse. But I wasn't like fucking telling anyone I'm depressed. No way. I was afraid to say something or even talk about it because I needed to deal
Figure
with
it
that
out.
with myself and figure it out. And did it. So, I'm happy for now right now, so I like the way I look. But it was not a depression. But nowadays everything is called depression. And depression is a very hard motherfucker. So I knew a lot of people, they lost the family, everything, the job because of depression, So, but nowadays, like I said,
How old
It's
were
not
you when
pretty
you had
easy.
to retire? Your last show when you
38
38. Wow.
in my peak, man.
Yeah.
That's when you were killing it,
Yeah.
and then you got injured.
So
your neck, right?
yeah. So that was the worst because I knew, man, I'm right there. I'm right there. Just maybe 1-2 years, and then that shit happens. And then I see everybody else winning, like Brendan Curry,
Guys,
so-
you're beating every time, yeah.
Yeah. They're like, yeah, well, but even that didn't put me in that way, like, or in that position, like, I shouldn't have tried it one more time, whatever. But I know I'm a realistic person. It wasn't possible.
Dude,
it wasn't even possible. So if your body doesn't want to,
But I think
like
I
who
think
you
it's
want,
easier to retire due to injury
of course, but
than making up your
Yeah.
mind
yeah,
that make that decision
Yeah.
on your own.
right. So and
My
that's
body
why.
told me.
That's why
I had no
I
choice.
needed to figure out for myself, right? First to deal with it, and then
Figure out why you feel that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's just question to myself, and I'm used to that, just dealing with stuff and finding the way.
Somebody else can't figure out your way.
No way, yeah. So it's
MJ.
up to you always.
What were you going to say, MJ?
no, I just feel like my take on this is a little bit like that. I think it has to do with today's society that you're so quick to, this is who I am. Take me as I am, or like you're expressing yourself all the time on social media.
Yeah.
So much that it becomes like an excuse, even if it's not meant to. It becomes like an excuse for not changing. It becomes an excuse for conserving whatever path you're on. And it becomes a little bit like you're not dealing with a little bit what Branch was talking about. You, Dennis, that who am I? Who do I want to be? And what's the path to that?
Right.
Instead, you're just constantly saying like, "This is who I am. Take me."
Yeah.
Like
Take me like
Too
I
bad.
am, right?
yeah,
Like that, right?
Yeah, and I'm depressed.
Yeah.
So I'm a depressed person, or
Yeah.
whatever it is.
I mean,
I just mean like it becomes like that's why I like the expression "no excuses," because most people they put up red tape around themselves because it becomes like a safety zone.
Yeah.
And if you are in that safety zone and you have your red tape, then you don't need to be exposed to rejection or failure or things like that. So you're safe. And then you'd say like, this is who I am. But if you get a little bit more used to taking away the red tape and expanding the territory, then it's
Big risk,
easier.
big reward.
Yeah, then you have easier to change yourself, your behavior, and you
Right.
can find a winning path, whatever dream goal you have.
I agree.
Yeah.
Branch, a lot of people don't know this, but Branch was the one that called me and was like, hey, man.
You look like shit.
No, it was worse. It was worse. It was worse. It was more like, you got to fucking retire, dude. A lot of people don't know that.
Let me tell y'all something, man.
Oh, really?
Branch, I know.
Yeah,
that
yeah.
Oh,
Branch
okay.
had a Branch call. I mean, listen, I'm not fucking delusional. I saw it in the mirror, and I was fighting hard for it to not fucking happen. But it was probably not an easy phone call to make. But he called me.
But the question is, why did he have to call you? Because I felt the same,
Fuck you.
I didn't have the heart to say a
I
thing.
just mean like in my gut feeling, I could feel the same without making the phone call, or I could
Yeah.
feel the same without
You know what? You never want to think Father Time is beating you.
No, but I just mean like in a philosophical way. I just mean like, why didn't you why didn't you sense it yourself?
I did.
He did.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
I
but
think
why
as an
didn't
athlete, you never
action on it.
wanna
Because-
agree
But
with
MJ,
that.
when
What
you
you
when
see.
you, when you trained
you're-
your trained your entire life since you were a teenager to get to that point, and it's different with business and bodybuilding.
Yeah, it's very
Are
different.
different, and because I'm on the other side of it now, with the business side, but with bodybuilding, you train your entire life literally since you're a kid. You start lifting weights when you're a teenager, and so you finally get to the top, right? And now you start to slip, and you're like, okay, you made mistakes in the past, you had a bad show, so you corrected it and you got back on top. And so you get to that end, and you're like, all right, man, I can fix this, I can overcome this,
Yes.
because inside you still got that fire in you.
And you've done it before in
You've
your
done it
head.
before, and you're like,
Yes.
okay, this is another bump in the road, I'm gonna beat this.
Yep.
Even though you look in the mirror and you're like, shit ain't looking right. And I asked some of the older guys, I said, when'd you know when to say when? And they're like, you'll know. And
I remember when you told me when. It was at breakfast after the Arnold.
yeah,
We were sitting down
2016
together.
Arnold,
Me, you, and Trish.
I got ready for that show, and the whole show, I'm getting ready, and I'm like, I got second year before, and to this day, that's one of two shows I think I
Dexter?
should have won. Yeah, to Dexter.
Dexter.
And Dexter even told me backstage, like, I think you got this one, and I thought I had it until I didn't. But that's bodybuilding. I mean,
Yeah.
we've all had shows like that.
Yeah.
And no, I ain't taking none away from Dexter because he looked good. But I went to Olympia, did good, and between Olympia and Arnold, those few months, my body changed, and I did what I always did, and it just wasn't happening. And I fell to fifth place. A couple of young guys got past me, and I went to my room that night, and I just knew. I told Trish, I said, I'm done. And I had no intention of this being my last show. And I was already thinking, after this, I'll do this show, I'm going to get ready for Olympia, yada, yada, yada. And she goes, you sure? I go, 100%. And I never looked back. And I went down, met Mel, and he goes, hey, man, he said, I want to talk to you. And I said, man, I'm done. He's like, thank God. And I go, he goes, man, they wanted me to talk to you or something because they didn't want you to stay here too long and, fall. And, with you, the hardest phone call I've ever had to make in bodybuilding is when I called you.
Really?
Yeah, I'm like, I had to sit there and I'm like, fuck, man, I don't want to do this, but I got to do it. Because if it's your friend,
Yeah.
That's
do that.
difficult.
It's almost
gotta
like
do that.
it's like you're telling somebody they're not good enough anymore.
and so,
Yeah.
so in his defense, in his mind, he's arguing with me on the phone. He's like, nah, man, I can fix it. I can do this and this. I'm like, guy, it's over. It's a wrap.
Yeah.
I go, it's behind you. I said, we all have our day, and it all comes to an end.
Yeah. But just like we talked about a lot of other people, I don't attacking you,
Oh,
guy.
fuck, stop.
But you sucked.
And but my comment is more of a philosophical thing that we should use in all aspects of life, not only competing. And I understand what you're trying to say about being an athlete and all that stuff, but you were quicker on it, than he was. If I'm just seeing from my perspective, So why were you quicker? And that's a little bit what I'm after,
Well, here, maybe my answer is
But-
more this. Like Jose said, I had my shoulder issues are what killed my career. So in my head, I was like, I can do this to try to fix it.
I just hear excuses.
I could do this. That's me continuing wouldn't be an excuse. Me quitting would be the excuse.
No, I just mean that, we have all kinds of...
You're asking me why I didn't give up.
No,
earlier,
I'm not
which
talking
doesn't
to
make
you.
sense.
I'm not talking to you, so you can be quiet. I'm
Go ahead. I have something to put in for this too.
Skål.
Very good.
Nostrovia.
That's Paul.
Why is this
Jose,
foolish?
too
I don't know
short,
if I want to touch your mouth. You fuck.
What the fuck you drinking? Cream soda?
Suck a fuck.
Fucking creamy ball shit.
Hold on.
Yeah, he's waiting for his curly hair to come up.
I think the greatest thing about guys continuing to compete was that he kept building his brand.
Why the hell do you do like that?
Yeah.
Guy
How do I
was
rub it?
very good at letting people know who he was
100%.
and getting his face out there, whether he won or didn't.
Hey,
He did a phenomenal job.
what I tell you on the phone call?
I know.
You said, man, what am I going to do? I said, guy, you're going to be more successful when you retire and more popular than you are competing.
And he was.
So he
You
just
are.
answered
He
your
is.
question.
Yeah, and my
That's
whole
because when
Well,
you
I
do,
just
when you
answered
do
the goddamn question.
no, listen here, you tick. Shut up.
Tick.
It's this nervousness of the unknown.
yeah exactly.
I didn't
I'm
know
handsome,
what
right?
I didn't know what to do.
Thank you.
But I think what we've been talking about since we
I
started.
had to take big risks.
Can I? Yeah. So what I? Shut up.
He's
So
like Dr. Evil.
no.
Can I?
Yeah. So what we've been talking about since we started this conversation, it was about other people.
Yes.
You know, and suddenly we're talking about you. You know.
Shocker.
Yeah. So
we didn't want to.
but I just mean like the other people are sitting with their explanations too. You know.
Yeah.
And those who are not here today, you know,
Yes.
that we've been talking about.
Yes.
And they have their explanation about the same thing that you know.
Yep.
So we all have excuses.
Yes.
And you know, it's just a matter of, you know, how are we pushing the envelope of, you know, paying attention to the details, paying attention to self-awareness, paying attention to our options. How do we work on not be afraid of reaction or the unknown, you know?
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. So how can we quickly move for a transition?
Yeah.
Feels like Dennis, you 38, you were peak of your career, and then the neck injury happens. You know, you were pretty quick anyway to kind of like, okay, let's overcome this. You know, even if it's a new path, it is what it is.
Well, you came back. You tried to come back, right? One
Yeah,
show?
2018. So
Yeah.
1.5 years later.
Yeah, and three years ago when I crashed really hard and I lost my whole shoulder, and I was like, oh shit, I can actually be one-armed after this. So instantly, as I was sitting there with no arm, you know, I was looking at TV, YouTube, and checking out how can you ride a dirt bike with one arm, and I find a couple of people that had contraptions and they had all kinds of techniques to ride with one arm, because I was determined that if I go one-armed, I'm gonna be the best one-armed rider there is, you know. And there was a couple of people to take, you know, to learn from.
So you understand where I was coming from. Because that's you not giving up. It's the same thing I was doing.
Yeah. But I'm like quick.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not saying that I'm good on the red tape stuff. I'm just meaning that I was very quick on. Oh shit! Maybe I don't
How
have
to
an
figure
arm.
it out.
You know, I need to have a next goal. You know, I need to put something to put
right.
my mind to. I can't you know, sit in the sofa and feel sorry for myself with one arm and feel like, you know, life is shit.
Yep.
You know.
You feel so you didn't feel sorry for yourself.
Yeah, like it was like you know, change pivot.
Yep.
You know, and I just mean like if we preach and think about that all the time in all aspects of life, like you can have like a marriage going to shitters, you know, or it could be you know, we talk money issues, you know, it could be whatever, you know. How do we pivot quickly? And I think we, as an athlete, we have our area where we do that, but maybe we can expand that area and take the philosophy a little bit further.
Yeah, I agree.
So that was my 2 cents.
Hey, while we're here and we're at the Olympia, and we should probably talk about the Olympia.
All right, I got a question. Back to Olympia.
Yeah.
Who's a dark horse? Who do you think? Dark horse.
Akeem Williams.
I do too. That's a good call. I think Akeem Williams is
He's always been a favorite of mine.
because he's gigantic and really dark.
He's a great guy.
But-
Yeah.
No, everyone's calling Martin a dark.
Martin. That's who I go with.
I think
I don't
So
think he's a dark horse.
No,
He's
that's
no
the
longer
thing.
a dark
Yeah.
horse when everyone says he's the dark horse.
He's never done Olympia before. He's a dark horse.
True.
I think
Yeah.
he's
I
a
agree.
guaranteed
He's never
top eight.
stood. He's never stood against those top guys, with the exception of Nick, and he did very well against Nick.
Who was
And
third?
Andrew, he was
I know.
competing at Andrew in Texas.
Yeah.
Correct.
He
And
was
he
second to
that was 2
Andrew.
years ago. Yeah, and he
Yep.
was it 2 or 3? Yeah, 2 years ago, right?
Yeah.
Last year.
And he's way bigger now.
Correct. And his condition is on point.
Yeah.
And he's got great shape.
Yep.
The kid's got it.
And he
I
trains
think
like a
he's gonna make. I
motherfucker.
think he'll be a top 5 this year. I really do. If not, going forward in the next 2 to 3 years, he's going to become a fourth.
I have him
Yeah.
6th to 8th, but is he? I think he'd be as high as 5th too. I
But
agree.
I
if
agree.
if you just listen to your gut feeling, he's not the dark horse.
no,
He
because
got
I
the-
know he's going to bring it. That's
he got
why.
Not a dark
he
horse
got the
if Everyone
intensity.
thinks that highly of him.
He got the
Yeah.
he
Yeah.
got the really good package. He got the intensity. He got the spirit. I think he got his why. All
He's
of that
matured.
put together.
Yeah.
So because of that, he's not the dark horse to
I
me.
agree.
So dark horse is like someone who's maybe coming from having a bad why, and then they
like
flip it.
like a Ronnie in '98.
Yes.
Exactly.
No, I agree with you as far as Akeem.
I think Akeem.
I got to see him today as well, and you know,
How do you look?
he's massive,
How was his conditioning?
very good.
Back.
It's very good.
Okay.
I remember like a couple of years ago, he was so impressive at Olympia.
He was 5th, right?
Yeah, 5th or so. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I texted him, man, you got all the weapons, man.
He's better today,
Right? Okay.
but the
That-
Olympia is
that's
a
good.
lot tougher.
I
today.
always said like, I would criticize his back,
He has
but
very high
I know
lats.
how it is.
Yeah.
My back was criticized fucking for
Yeah.
a couple of years, but I know how it is. But it's fixable, right? It's the only issue. But he's got all the tools, weapons to
Yep.
be up there. You
Yep.
know, so
He's getting up there too. He's got to be close to what,
He's 40.
40? Yeah.
He could
Yeah.
be overwhelming. He's so big.
He got a ton of muscle.
And he's
Yeah.
strong as
Inch
fuck.
for inch, pound for pound. He might be the most sickly muscle guy on the stage.
He will be
So, yeah.
pound for
so
pound.
thick.
He's like a gigantic black Nick Walker.
Yeah.
He's got the same arms, with the crazy
Obviously,
high
yeah.
peaks.
insane. Yeah.
He's got with better legs. His quads are crazy.
They're huge.
Oh, has a nicer shape too.
Yeah. So if he nails it, which I can tell you, at this point, he's more conditioned than he's ever been at
Okay.
any other show.
Yeah.
At this point, and he's one of those guys that you can see him 3 days out, and he looks like a water bag, and at the show he looks amazing.
I hope he's not messing it up
So
No.
until
He's,
tomorrow night.
No. He's he looks on point to me.
Oh, good.
Well, I got the name that should be a dark horse.
Go ahead.
Guess who?
Uh,
We haven't mentioned his name at all today. And he has the potential to be,
Hunter.
yeah.
oh,
Yeah.
Well, Hunter, I'm gonna say
He's
it's
not
about Hunter.
really a dark horse either.
Nah, I mean he's got 4th at the Olympia before.
Yeah.
I think his
No, but he
debut.
just had a bad placing in fucking Italy.
No, he won.
He won.
in
He
Italy.
won, but he got he didn't.
Well, honestly, I didn't,
didn't
like
think he
how
looked
he
good
looked
at
like.
all.
I don't know what it was.
Hunter is
I
the
thought he was awful.
biggest guy who has the ability to look small on stage.
Yeah.
I don't understand it. I see him in person. He's one of the biggest people I've ever seen.
Something is off a
Well,
little
on
bit.
if
stage.
we've never seen Hunter at 100%.
Yes.
Okay, if you saw it, because he comes in flat, which makes him look watery, and that hurts him, makes him look smaller. If he ever nails it, he'll win the
He
Olympia.
could win, yeah.
He'll win
yeah.
the kid has got everything.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like he's a
thick.
dark horse.
He's got great shape. He's got the shape of those top 2 guys, but he's way freaking bigger. And he's got
Huge.
incredible arms, shoulders. His back has come up tremendously.
Legs.
His quads are gigantic, separated. I saw him today. His glutes are striated, crazy calves. I mean, the kid's built. He's put together. And if he can just nail that conditioning, come in full and dry, he's going to do very, very well. And that's what I was talking about earlier with like Derek and Hottie. If somebody like that nails it, it's lights out.
Because he's a lot bigger.
Because he could get that title and he could hold on to it for a while, because he's so much bigger and he has the shape, for a big guy. So,
And he has the age.
correct, he's young.
Yeah.
So if he can pull it together, it's his for a minute. So,
Yeah. But I don't see that as a dark horse either. Because he's
I do.
Already been
I
fourth.
do because everybody's written him off because he's, the past several Olympias he's been, falling back. He did well the other year because and I think nothing against him, but even that year they had like 8 or 9 guys drop out, for the injury and various
help
things.
him.
So that helped him move up a few spots. If he can nail it though, and we can see 100%, even at 99%, he's going to do very well, potentially win. But that's a big if. Can he do it?
I agree. Where do
Big
you
if,
put
yeah.
someone like Rafael Brandel? There's some pictures floating around where he looks like a cartoon character.
I know.
He really looked like that, but something is missing. Deep separations,
Pictures
things
from the
like
back.
that. Picture from the back. But I mean, great potential. But it's like hard to say if he grows, right? Improves. His shape is gonna stay that way, or
Well, so
you know.
far it has,
it has, yeah. But
but we don't know what his
we-
condition
exactly.
is.
But I don't know how much he has improved from last year to this year.
Right.
We're gonna see it tomorrow night.
and don't forget, 98, Ronnie went from 12th place to beating everybody.
Yeah.
Did y'all realize that show he won, he didn't make the first call out? They do the first call out, Flex, Nasser, Kevin, all those guys. Ronnie comes out in the second call out.
Then they did another
They
first
stopped
call.
it. They put him back, pulled him back out, and put Ronnie in the center next to Flex. And dude, everybody's like, holy shit.
Yeah.
And the whole crowd got behind him.
Yeah.
And he won the show and went on to do what he did.
Well, that's when shit was real.
Yeah.
Like, the crowd spoke, and there was no option but
Bro,
to listen.
If he hadn't won, they'd have rotted. I mean, it was like,
Yeah.
yeah,
You
it
really
was like,
think so?
it was so obvious he was the winner. And I'm like, if he don't win, they're going to beat the hell out of the judges.
Well, that's when he had a smaller waist than Flex. He had a small,
Yeah,
he had wider shoulders. He had
See,
bigger
That
quads.
year
I like the
was
2003, 2004 version of him.
Well,
But
it was just freaky.
Yeah, that
yeah, I
was
mean,
insane.
that version of 2003 and 4,
But there were two
Untouchable.
Ronnies.
but there ain't nobody before since could touch that shit.
No.
So,
And there's nobody's been since.
no.
Yeah.
There's very few that could touch that 98 version.
I think the 2001 Arnold was even better than 98.
Yes. I had those pictures on my fridge.
I mean, because he was a little
Black
bit
and
bigger
whites.
and he was harder. I mean, he was so freaking hard at that show.
Oh.
I mean, the
I always
92
have one black and white
Yeah.
picture where he's
I mean,
like
he
this.
walked out and it
Yeah,
was like,
yeah,
damn. I mean, it was just a wipeout.
yeah.
And that's back when the top 10 were freaking peeled.
Yeah.
And he was just a whole nother, not only was he probably the biggest in the show, he was the hardest in the show.
Yeah.
And in pro bodybuilding, that usually means
And
you
he
win.
was tall. Was he almost 6 foot at that
5'11".
time?
5'11".
5'11".
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a big dude. And he was probably, 260 at the Arnold?
Yeah.
255 at
255,
the Olympia?
260, yeah. So, yeah, he was on point. And, yeah, that was impressive.
All right, so
It's the king.
we talked about Rafael Brandao.
Definitely.
Who else can we bring up that could be a factor?
Pull up the list.
We shouldn't have to pull up the list.
I don't
We know.
remember every fucking guy.
Is it-
It was much easier.
Brandon,
like 10 years ago.
Brandon Curry.
can
We
Brandon
knew
be a
more
factor?
bodybuilders or pros.
The Brandon had his heyday. I think some of these guys have come up that are just built more complete. Brandon's knock has always been his lower body, right? Upper body is world class. The lower body is lacking. And I think now you've got these guys like Heidi and Derek, Samson, all these guys we've talked about,
You
Andrew-
hit 40, your legs aren't necessarily going to
Andrew
get better.
Jack, all these guys. And so they're just more complete bodybuilders. So I don't think, even if Brandon comes in super ripped, I think some of these other guys are just put together better. They're bigger. I think, it's going to be a tough day for
Where
him.
do you think John Jewett's going to play? His 212 guy want to open
He's
his show this
phenomenal.
year. He looks, and he comes in peeled, huh?
He's phenomenal, but he has structural
Of course, yeah.
flaws. He could be as high as 7th or 8th if he snuck in there.
Yeah.
If a couple of people are off, he could beat Bonac.
He's like a smaller version of Hunter.
So Bonac is an interesting story because he used to be so big.
Yeah.
He was so big, so round, so peeled, and he slowly started shrinking.
Father
That's
time.
the age, man.
Age.
Yeah, and
That's it. As simple as that.
Yeah.
It's just
he still
can do
comes in
nothing.
great
Can
condition.
do
When you start
nothing
getting
about it.
older, it starts becoming harder to maintain your mass, especially your legs.
Yeah.
And as we all know. And so I think that's I don't think Bonac's doing anything wrong. I think it's just age.
It's just time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How old is he?
He's
over
41.
40, 41.
40, yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe even 42.
Yeah.
He's over 40.
He did because he won a show in Spain or something
Yes,
last year,
yeah.
and he was like, "I'm 43 years old," and yeah, he is.
But
He's,
even at that show, you looked the smallest,
yes,
right?
yep.
So and then the younger muscle looks, of course, much better
Yeah.
next to
He
him.
was a
He's
212
almost
guy.
looking like a
That's where you
212
see
guy
that's the age.
with good condition. But he'll be respectable. He's definitely in the top 10.
Yeah. I'll put him
But-
in.
but-
yeah.
Someone like we were just talking about, Brandon can
Yeah.
probably beat him.
You know, we were talking about impressive physiques. I think, we were talking about the open guys. And I know he's not an open guy, but you wanted one of the most impressive physiques I've ever seen.
Who?
It's fucking Sean Clarita, man.
I saw
Oh,
Sean.
we're going to talk about
I
that.
saw
the
Sean yesterday.
212.
I saw Sean yesterday.
What do you think?
He's gonna be tough to beat. The man, he's got a family now, a wife, a family, and he's in his 40s. He came back from the Olympia last year, went straight to the gym and started training. And the dude
Never
was
got
trained-
out of condition.
He never got out of condition, and he has trained his ass off this entire year.
Yeah.
And his best condition ever, he was 176. I saw him yesterday. His face was sunk in, man. His cheekbones are sticking out. Like I never seen him like that, sucked in. And I go, "How you looking?" He showed me. The dude looks good.
Remember
Like-
that seminar we did at Destination Dallas? And I asked him, "What do you got to do to retain your title?" And he said, "I know exactly what I need to do." And he came out and said, I was too heavy. I was too big.
His abdomen was distended a little bit,
Yep.
and
Yeah.
his stomach was
A little
flat
bit.
yesterday, tight. I mean, he is freaking shredded.
I'll
I
tell you,
mean-
no one works harder than him.
No,
No.
he's a hard-working dude, man. He
Yep.
trains hard, and he's hungry, and he got angry. And sometimes you say you got angry. Well, let me tell you, when you get pissed off,
Game
if
changer.
you know how to channel that,
Oh yeah.
it'll make you better than ever. I made a career out of it. I'd go get beat, I'd get mad as hell, come back and win. Something happened, and I would get freaking angry, man. And I'd wake up angry, and I'd go to the gym, and I would. My goal every day was to try to kill Johnny, and so and I mean that in the best way because
Of course.
I love Johnny like my brother, and I wouldn't have been as good of a bodybuilder as I was, I don't think, without Johnny. But I walk in there and I'm like, I'm gonna kill this fucking dude because I knew if I could kill him, I was gonna be better. Some days I did, some days I didn't. But some days he got me. But my point being is he's motivated and he's hungry.
Yeah.
So does Sean's
But
density, conditioning, everything, does that beat Keon's size, shape?
Sean is
so
one-
let me. I want to put a few words in here, and
Go ahead,
if you
this
don't
is your
mind.
house, baby.
Yeah. So I would just say that for me, Sean is the guy who doubled down on the basics, who take the basics to the next level, and not have that doesn't have the distractions of trying to expand your kind of like your world in the wrong way, like he's doubling down on the basics that took him. That's why he could tell you right away what he needed to do to win.
He knew.
Because he knew.
Yeah.
Because he's doubling down on the basics. He doesn't need to find a new formula or think about it.
Yep.
He knew exactly what to do.
He knew we'd win it in the past.
To your question, Keon's going to be about 206-ish. I think he was about 200, 199 last year.
Yeah.
He's going to be about 6 pounds heavier. Sean's 175. So he's, that's roughly 30 pounds difference. But Keon's taller. But pound for pound, they're going to look the same size up there.
Yeah.
Because Sean is fucking thick, man. And he
Sean's
looks
like a small Ronnie Coleman, bro.
correct.
Right.
And
Sean
So-
is just so hard.
so even last year, Sean was harder than Keon.
Yes.
Yes.
Right? Sean lost because he was too heavy, gut was distended, right? That's a simple fix. You can fix that. He has. Now, Keon has gotten bigger. He's added about 5-6 pounds of muscle to his frame. He has the best shape I've seen since Flex Wheeler.
Yep.
I mean, Keon's got a beautiful, beautiful physique.
Yeah.
I mean, everything flows. He moves well. It just like you see him, and I'm just like, damn. And that front double bicep, side chest, back double bicep are just incredible. Some of the best shots I've ever seen on guys. So I think it comes down to conditioning. Keon don't have to match him. He's just got to be better than he was last year.
Yeah.
If he can be better than he was last year,
Which we can all agree just from
The pictures.
the pictures. he's clearly better than last
Yeah.
year.
Well, as of now.
No, yeah.
Unless he spills or something.
Now, the thing is, too, Father Time, once again, Sean's in his 40s. He's 42, 43, somewhere in there.
Yeah.
And, Keon's freaking on. Keon's 30. He's
28.
Yeah. So this dude's got 10 years to improve.
There's
so,
about 13 or 14 years between
so
them.
even if Sean may win the battle tomorrow night, but Keon's going to win the war.
Yeah.
So
So
Yeah,
what was
Keon's
Keon's?
going to have more titles.
What is Keon's weight?
he's saying he's going to come in about 206. 205, 206 is what he's saying.
I met him
Five or
at
So
the.
still has space in.
He's still got another 5-6 pounds.
I met him at the
6
Dragons
to 7 pounds to grow.
Yeah.
a week ago. He was around 205.
A week ago.
Yeah, a week or two.
He was 199 last year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like long, if not this year, he's gonna be.
He'll be top of the class.
He'll be multi-year champion
Yeah.
regardless.
Yeah.
So it's who's the favorite? I don't know, man. Sean's going to be as good as we've ever seen him.
The champion is always a favorite.
Yeah, and obviously
Who
you give
farted?
but
Someone admit it.
What?
what's
who,
that?
Who ripped one? It stinks so bad.
It's probably you.
Right,
No,
you
I
motherfucker.
I wouldn't bring it up if it was me.
I don't smell it.
Oh,
it's,
just
it's
to fake
smacking
it.
me in the face. It's
Then it's one of
Who-
you
who's
guys.
close
right
to
there.
you?
See,
Nick
motherfucker.
Feltwell. Oh, no, that's not true.
Whoever came up with the rhyme committed the crime, bitch.
That's
Yes,
bullshit. It just
exactly.
punched me in the face. I get bad breath because of it.
What the hell, man?
They said that you were about to explode.
No, it
Yeah,
wasn't
man.
me.
Yeah.
God
Didn't
damn you
your
guys.
girlfriend? Didn't you say your girlfriend said you were eating her ass?
Rigor mortis kicking in. He's like a rigor mortis tick.
All right.
Okay.
So, if I like I said with Derek and Hottie, I put 60 on Derek and 40 on Hottie. This one I put 50-50. I put 50 on Keon
agree
and
with you.
50 on Sean, man.
It's a much harder decision.
Yeah, it's going to come down to tomorrow when you see them next to each other.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
What about classic? Bumstead, Ramon,
Bumstead's in the driver's seat.
Wesley Vissers.
I think
Ramon looks crazy.
Ramon
I saw him today,
closed
too.
it last year. He closed the gap on Bumstead. I fully expect him. I haven't seen him, but I fully expect him to close the gap even more this year on Bumstead. I think Chris is clearly in the driver's seat. Most popular person in the sport. You realize for the first time in a 60-year history, the most popular person in the sport is not Mr. Olympia. It's the classic champion. And just so you guys know, there's only one Mr. Olympia. That's the open winner.
Yeah,
The other-
and, people
yeah.
keep talking
Yeah.
about Mr. Olympia or like classic Mr. Olympia, blah blah.
Nah,
It's
you're,
not.
You're the
It's-
Olympia
it's
champion. You're not the
champion.
Mr. Olympia.
Yeah, Mr.
And
Olympia
so
is
that's why they call it the open class, because it
Open
don't matter
class.
how tall, what you weigh, it's open. But he's clearly in the driver's seat. I think Ramon's going to close the gap even more. And I think, the dark horse is Urus. We saw Urus in Jersey. The dude was like 240.
Fucking peeled.
He looked just as good as he did at freaking
peeled.
his cutoff weight was.
Peeled.
I mean, he's like, you think I could be open? I'm
But
like,
he's
you're
always
open, bro.
looking like this.
I was trying to convince him to do
before
open.
the
I'm like, dude,
Olympic,
you're
before the
fucking
show. He's
huge.
always
Yeah.
looking like this,
I mean,
and then something happens.
He has to make weight.
Yes.
yeah,
So, and then
looked better.
everything is
He looked
gone.
better in Jersey at like 240 something than he did on stage at
Yeah.
Olympia.
So you think
So-
Urs is more of a factor than Wesley Vissers, who beat Ramon at the Arnold?
And it's not necessarily the case. Derek just got better. Isn't it the same in this case? Like Derek moving, he was too big for the 212.
Derek looked better in the open than he did in the 212.
Exactly.
I mean,
Oh, by
because
far.
he
He was
had
suffering,
he
yeah.
can't cannibalize so much muscle. And I said it the year he beat Sean. I'm sitting there and they're like, "What do you think?" I go, "Derek's flat as shit. He looked better at 228 than he does at 212
Yeah.
because he had to flatten out to make weight.
His legs shrunk to half
Yeah,
the
his
size.
chest was flat, everything
Yeah,
was flat, and
The
you know,
weak parts gets worse.
he comes back to next year, goes open, and gets second, almost wins the Olympia, and then he did win the Olympia. And so he clearly made the right decision. I think Urus is the same thing. He's hurting himself by trying to make weight to do classic.
Yeah.
If all he would just take a year off,
And just do open.
do open. He might ain't, honestly, I don't think he has to take a year off. I think he could go right into open,
Yeah.
qualify for Olympia, win a show and qualify for Olympia.
I think so too.
So-
Yep.
I
I
don't
don't-
see it this way.
No?
No, he's still too small for bodybuilding.
Really?
The
Well,
open
we would
class.
have to see
Yes.
it.
Yeah, you'd have to fill
His
him out.
quality
I
and
think-
condition and
I think
shape.
for a top 10 Olympia, yes. Could he win
Yeah,
an
even
open show?
to win a show,
You
he's too
think so?
small.
Nah, I don't know.
I
think he
think
could.
so. No arms, no back. Two very important things.
What have we been talking about the whole day? Conditioning.
Hey, how would he look?
Yeah, but if you're not improving, so like we see the classic physical
You don't think
classes,
he'd have a
right?
thicker
So
back, 40
you
pounds?
need a thicker back and bigger bicep. That's where Urs is not improving in the last 2 years.
How would he
But-
have
but
done
you-
last
fact.
week
But
in
you're
Allegiance?
judging that out of a classic.
Yeah, how
you
do
know?
you,
Yeah.
how do you make
And-
improvements
But do
when
you
you got to
think?
meet a weight cap?
But does he has the bigger arm when he's 240?
But
Yeah.
you,
I
really-
look pretty fucking big to me,
Yeah,
bro.
when we
He
see
was
him-
fucking
But
big.
the arm itself.
but
I don't
His
remember.
whole
what it was.
shape is very impressive.
yes,
at
I
240.
agree.
Yeah,
if
no-
he's heavy,
With the
if
quads.
he's heavier, yes.
yeah, but take the same reasoning on Derek when he was doing the 212. You know, his chest, got way too small.
Right,
his
his
legs
Oh,
got
yeah.
way
Legs
too
too,
small.
you know.
Yeah.
So all of that is affecting. So I think what's in his advantage was something that I was thinking about when we met him, that his drive and love for bodybuilding, like real hardcore bodybuilding, is much more fitted for open than for
Probably
classic,
yes.
If
Yeah.
I'm
Because-
Urs,
But it's not that easy
After
as
this
it
year-
looks like.
Yeah.
if he's
So
not
if you're using your
top
rebound,
3, 4,
right, and everything,
Go to
you always
open
look
bodybuilding.
different.
Yeah.
he's been doing this for 3, 4 years now.
But I don't think you can easily make the jump from classic physique to
I think
open.
he could.
He could, but
His quality
how
is
many
enough.
years is gonna take? Not just 1 year.
Well, I think he'll
be like a
qualify
top
for the Olympia if he does the right shows within a year.
I don't think so.
I think so.
I don't think so.
There's
Yeah,
some
but it's
small,
good that it's
obscure
different
shows
opinions.
in Europe.
Yeah, no, that's
I-
opinion.
I,
yeah, of
I think
course,
it's good
yeah.
there is different opinions.
Yeah.
But it'll be interesting to see how it goes.
Yes,
Uh,
yes.
I
yeah,
think
but is he gonna try it? I don't think so because it could be a big risk.
so.
It's gonna
Talk
take you a
about
couple of years, or
talk about Branch a little bit because I know a little bit more about this story. The history. I'm thinking about how you were working with your weak parts and how you just double down on them. Like Urs can do the same.
Sure.
If he has the right philosophy and the right drive and the love for bodybuilding, like he can do exactly the same thing. That's what I felt when we met him. That he had that love for the sport, for that open.
oh, for sure. for
So
sure, yeah.
so I think he can bring his weak parts up, and I think he can make damage.
Yeah.
I think so. I think the kid's a superstar, and I think no matter what he does,
Yeah, that's
gonna be
why
good at
he's
it.
up there because he's a superstar.
yes,
Big question. Is this going to be Bumstead's last year?
yes,
Yeah.
it should be.
I think after he had having this kid, and he's got that that autoimmune issue. I think he's got a family, he's got a wife, kid. I think he's the
He's
biggest name
hugely
in
successful.
bodybuilding. I don't think him winning another Olympia or
Doesn't make it any
two is
better.
going to make it's
Yeah,
going
yeah,
to make
Won't
so-
make him any more money.
no. I
Yeah.
think
He's doing well.
and he could keep going. I think he could win another 2-3 years if he wanted to, but I don't think it's going to change his legacy.
I think he'll win tomorrow and announce it.
Yeah.
You can probably use the same that Branch said about you. He's going to be even more successful after, competing. That
Yeah.
he can concentrate
He
on
can
his
do whatever
career.
he wants.
Come on, there's only one guy, Cisternino.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Don't compare Bumstead to him.
How dare you?
Yeah, who is Bumstead?
Who is a
Who's
bum?
that?
Chris
Fucking
who?
bum.
Who?
Fucking bum.
Chris who?
So, well, guys, so real quick, we're going to go around.
Yeah.
Who's your pick for the Open Olympia?
Uh-oh.
Open Olympia.
Just first place, right?
First place, no question. Derek.
212.
I need to go with my boy Sean
Classic.
Bumstead.
Jose.
This is going to shock you. Andrew,
All right. 212.
Sean,
Bumstead for Classic.
Ramon.
Okay.
I saw I saw him pose today,
Okay.
and he's like, it looks like he's 30 pounds bigger than last year, and he made weight.
He closed the gap.
We'll see tomorrow or Saturday, but I think of that. He has till Saturday.
Yeah.
Yes, I think Ramon is
Okay.
insanity.
Guy, open.
I'm always bad at this.
Hurry up.
10 minutes.
I'm gonna say Derek.
212.
Sean.
Classic.
Bum.
Wolf.
I'm
I
tired.
go with Andrew. I'm a big fan of his physique, and I wish he's gonna win.
That's who I wanted. That's what I was fighting with. That's what I
Yeah,
wanted.
I
to
wish.
say.
I wish. 212. I'll go with Keon because better shape
Shape,
and
yeah.
Agreed.
physique.
Yeah.
And Bumstead, of course, unbeatable.
And you?
Bumstead for the classic. I think he's in the driver's seat. 212 is just a hard one. Like I said, I was betting I put 50 on each one of them. If I got to make a choice, I'm gonna go with Sean. I think his muscle maturity, thickness, density, and conditioning, I think are gonna.
And
slide by.
Everybody likes a
importantly,
comeback story.
He fixed last year's problem.
He knew what the problem was, and they told him, they go, fix your stomach, and you win. And
So-
they said come in lighter, and he's very much aware of what he needed to do.
Yep.
He knew what it was. He's worked all year to correct it. I saw him yesterday. He's freaking corrected it.
Ain't not like a good comeback story,
People
bro.
say
Yeah.
Keon's shape is so much better.
It
Well,
is.
It's,
And
it's
I'm not-
not when Sean's stomach.
Yes.
Yeah,
He's in
correct,
control.
correct. If and I think he's just going to win because he's thicker and harder. I think obviously shape.
That muscle maturity.
Yeah, he's got the muscle maturity. But it's
I think that goes a long way, man.
Yeah.
coin toss. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm gonna choose this. I'm gonna go with the muscle maturity because he's 40 something. Keon's young. Even if Keon doesn't win, Keon's gonna win a lot more. Of these
Yes.
things. Keon has still got another 5, 6, 7, 8 pounds
Yeah.
to max out his class, and he's gonna win a lot more 212 titles.
In the
regardless what
perfect
happens.
world, Sean will win tomorrow and go off into the
Sunset.
distance.
And for the open class, I'm going with Derek. The kid has made improvements.
Yeah.
I think Hottie's going to look good. I think he's going to look as good as he did probably at the Arnold. But I think Derek improved too. And I think Derek's going to squeak by in a nail biter.
Yeah, I agree.
So
I can all agree with that.
Good call.
Yeah.
well, gentlemen, that's it for
been
I
a
think
pleasure.
our third annual podcast here at the Olympia. We're back in Vegas where we belong. The Olympia belongs. So you just heard it from us. So next year we'll be same bad place, same bad time with the same
Bad
awesome.
group of motherfuckers.
That's right. So
Grumpy old man.
come by and check it out. So if this goes up in time, we got an open house on Sunday here at the house in Vegas. So inviting everybody to come by. Hopefully we'll be celebrating at least
Couple
one Olympia-
victories.
Yeah.
At least one Olympia victory. Hopefully if not a couple. And we have a lot of athletes in the show. So good luck to all of our athletes. We didn't even touch on the women, but we have several women. We actually have more women athletes in the show than we do
Yeah.
men for the first time.
Yeah.
So we got some really good athletes going in the show. So Jessica Reyes being the top of the heap. She's won every show in the world. I
Yep.
don't know. She's got 20
A lot.
victory. 20
She's
victory.
incredible.
I mean, the
She's
chick
a
is-
master.
She's
Yeah.
won every show in the
Yeah.
world, literally, except for the Olympia. So I saw her yesterday. Looks incredible. She's on point. So she's going to be out there with her best shape ever. So come by. Hope to see you on Sunday. If not, hopefully we'll see you at the expo. We'll be at the expo shaking babies and kissing hands at the booth. So until next year,
Assalamu alaikum.
Me and Gar will be swimming
Yeah.
naked in the jacuzzi.
On this episode of Cigars, Beers, and Queers.
We need to make a new T-shirt.
That's his then.
Yeah, we put the curly hair on him.